If you are planning to invest your money in mutual funds for the next 10 years, then this video is for you. I have analyzed India's top 25 best flexi cap funds, and here are the top 3. I have spent more than 6 months in order to find the top 3 best mutual funds because I am going to spend my own money in these top 3 best mutual funds. So after a big market crash, I believe that now is the perfect time to invest in flexi cap mutual funds, and this is the opportunity that comes once in a decade. Now let me tell you why I am choosing a flexi cap fund rather than choosing any other type of random mutual funds. So I have analyzed not 1, 2 but 9 parameters or criteria on which basis I am selecting the top 3 best mutual funds for myself, where I am going to put all of my money for the next 10 years. So the first parameter is last 5-year returns. Now let me be very honest with you. If a mutual fund has performed well in the past, it does not necessarily mean that it will perform for sure good in the future. But this at least shows the credibility of the fund manager. If the fund manager was never able to generate good returns, the possibility is pretty high that he will not be able to generate good returns in the future as well. Second is last 10-year returns. If the mutual fund has performed really good in the last decade, the chances are really high that this particular mutual fund will also perform good in the next decade, because most of the time history repeats itself. Now the third parameter is fund size, and most of the investors get it wrong. If the fund size of the mutual fund is too small, it's like a small boat. It will not be able to handle volatility. It will not be stable as well. If the fund size is too big, it's like a huge ship. In that case, it will be very stable, secure, but it will not be able to generate good returns. So I am choosing the perfect sized mutual funds where you are getting the combination of stability, security as well as high return. Now the fourth parameter is expense ratio. Expense ratio is the extra money that you are paying to the fund manager for managing your fund. If the expense ratio is too high, in that case your effective returns becomes low. So I am making sure that I am choosing only those funds where the expense ratio is either very low or medium, so that your effective return can be as high as possible. Now the fifth parameter is fund manager tenure. Suppose there is a mutual fund which is giving good returns and stability is also there, but the fund is changing its fund manager very frequently. In that case, this is considered as red flag. If the fund manager is not consistent with the fund, in that case you should not trust the fund manager. It shows the incredibility of the fund manager. So I am only choosing those funds where the fund manager is there with the fund for at least 5 or 10 years, so you will get the confidence. Now next, sixth parameter is consistency in ranking. So every quarter all types of funds get rankings on the basis of their volatility, stability or returns. I am choosing only the top 3% funds where they are getting good ranks in every quarter. So if the fund is getting suppose top 3 ranks in every quarter, the possibility is pretty high that those funds will perform really good in future. Now the seventh parameter is asset allocation. There can be funds where the return is good, stability is also there, but the companies which they are allocating or investing their money is not good. In that case, I am totally avoiding this kind of funds. Funds should allocate their money in top companies. Otherwise, maybe for a small period you can get a good returns, but for longer period, maybe 5 years, 10 years, in that case companies has to be really good. The fundamentals of those companies has to be solid. That's the only reason I am taking so much effort on these parameters. Next or last parameter is dividend. Now this is something which is not very important for most of the people, but for me this is really important. Suppose a fund is or a company is making profit. In that case, sometimes or quarterly they share a percentage of their profit with the shareholders. So every time your fund grows or the company is making profit, you will get a paycheck directly to your bank account, and this is something that I really enjoy. Now let's finally talk about the top 3 mutual funds where I am going to invest my money, and also at this end of this video I will share from this top 3 mutual fund in which mutual fund I am personally going to invest. Now first is Pradak Flexi Cap Fund. Now the 5-year return of this mutual fund is 14.5% annualized return. Again, really great returns. 10-year annualized return of this mutual fund is 13.8%. Excellent returns. Expense ratio is 0.82%, which is really good. Now the fund, if I talk about the fund size of this mutual fund, which is 12,000 crores, again very excellent fund size, not too big, not small, too small. It's a perfect perfect fund size. Okay. Now the number 2 is HDFC Flexi Cap Fund. 5-year return of this mutual fund is 15.2% annualized returns, which is excellent. 10-year return is 14.3% return. Okay, fund size is 32,000 crores, which is again really excellent. Okay, if I take about the expense ratio, which is 0.95%, a little bit high, still considerable. Now the number 3 is Edelweiss FlexiCap Mutual Fund. 5-year return of this 5-year annualized return of this mutual fund is 15.8%. It's giving excellent returns. If I talk about 10 years of annualized return, then it is 14.7%. Excellent returns, high from all of these mutual funds. Now the fund size of this mutual fund is a little bit low, 8,500, but still it's considerable. Expense ratio is also really good for this mutual fund, which is 0.88%. And if I talk about volatility, this fund is a little bit volatile because it is giving really good returns, so you can expect a little bit volatility, but overall if you see the whole package, this is the perfect mutual fund. Now let me talk about in which mutual funds I am going to invest my majority portion of the money. So this is not a recommendation. So personally I am choosing the Pradak FlexiCap funds. The return is not the best, but still for my needs I believe that this is the perfect mutual fund which I can go with. And this is all for today's video, and I will catch you in the next one.